Many people have a difficulty of even looking at that history because it's so painful.
It's the accident of history why some information survived.
When you would enter one of these synagogues, the first thing you would see would be the Bimah.
The Torah is taken from the Ark on the eastern wall, and it is carried to the Bimah, and it is read primarily. It's also a place of preaching to the congregation.
We're in the midst of making a full-scale replica of the Gwozdziec Synagogue Bimah. The idea of building lost objects to learn about their history made a perfect Handshouse project.
We have 25 people here at Handshouse assembled, and we have 8 days, and our plan is to build a Bimah. We have a good amount of information, but it's limited. We have to rely on skilled people and historians to analyze these images and to carefully reconstruct the ideas to make them as accurate as possible.
When looking at the Bimah photograph, we realized that it wasn't just a typical cabinetry construction. We started to realize that they would have to be dismantleable and reconstructed simply. With that in mind, we started to come up with the idea that we needed to have a progression from the bottom to the top.
That is 45, that is it?
Yep, this is 45, parallel to that one.
Okay.
You can,
Not matching that. What's you're in the wrong place.
now it does. First layer we have deals with a ring with half-lap connections that are dovetailed. When it's put together, all you see is a mitered connection on the corner.
Whenever possible, we try to use the materials or tools of the time. I just had to... Jim Cricker is a millwright, and what he brought today was a spring post lathe. This is the type of lathe that the craftsman would have used in the 1700s to build this Bimah.
To me, working with old objects and working in old techniques is a real true form of history. It's not somebody's interpretation of it in a book or in a lecture, but it's you get to work with the actual objects. You can see for yourself without any middleman how that object was created. So to me, it's a real true form of learning history.
Right now I am setting up the template for the steam bending part, which will be the top of the canopy. It's going to be steam bent into like an S-curve. The steam bending process begins with heating up the box, and we do that by, right now we're using a propane, and we light up the torch. And it usually takes about 20-25 minutes for it to start to bellow with steam, and then we put in the pieces of wood. And usually the rule of thumb is for every 3/4 of an inch, it's an hour. The process works really, really fast after that. We take them out of the box really quickly, and we set them up and back it up with steel, and then we're starting from the very edge and working our way around the 180-degree turn. And so we start clamping with the steel clamp, and we pretty much are doing the clamps every 3 inches or so, but then it takes a lot of muscle.
Okay, now let me get on this other side here. That I use creeping.
Well, yeah. We'll be able to see that down there. Yep.
trust it. Well, there you go.